It is the world of boxing getting the limelight this weekend as Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury go head to head for a second time for the heavyweight championship of the world. And with the spotlight on the sport, thought now would be a good time to take advantage of that and show everyone what is coming up in the boxing world that we can get excited about here in the first part of 2020. So let's begin. January 24th. He is the pound for pound king right now, and he is fighting again out in Tokyo, Japan. It is Naoya Inoue taking on Sam Goodman. 12 rounds for Inoue's undisputed junior featherweight championship. I have said before, what this guy does in the ring is beautiful, destructive art that just comes in the way of violence. The punching power that he has is spectacular. And I think if you were to stack up everyone's skill set and put them at the same height, Inoue could knock out a building. He is that good. He has that kind of speed, that kind of precision, that kind of power. And so we get another opportunity to see the number one pound for pound fighter in the world step into the ring in the early part of 2025. Then a week later in Las Vegas, Nevada, the PBC on Prime Video, it will be David Benavidez taking on David Morrell. 12 rounds for Benavidez's interim light heavyweight championship and Morrell's WBA lightweight title. Light heavyweight title. That would be quite the discrepancy. Light heavyweight against the lightweight. That would be a lot. But Benavidez, this feels like, I don't want to say a stay busy fight because Morrell is a good fighter. It is, if you're not going to get the Canelo fight, this is almost as good as you can do right now for Benavidez. And for him, just keep collecting belts and keep doing that at a weight class that Canelo seems to have his eye on. And maybe that is a way you can kind of goad Canelo into a fight, is he wants to be a guy at light heavyweight, and he wants to kind of slay that dragon after it didn't go well for him the first time. And so maybe Benavidez picking up a real recognized WBA light heavyweight championship, maybe that drags Canelo into a fight potentially. Might be a bit of a tight turn to do that on Cinco de Mayo, but maybe gets him for Mexican independence off in September. Later that month in February, we get one of the more stacked cards in the history of the sport. Again, with all the complications that come with Riyadh season, but on DAZN pay-per-view, it will be for the undisputed light heavyweight championship of the world. It'll be Artur Beterbiev taking on Dmitry Bivol. 12 rounds. Beterbiev with the convincing-ish win when these two fought the first time. And I said before, like, this has a chance to be an epic rivalry. Two of the best fighters in the sport going head to head. They're going to do it again in the early part of 2025. But that is just the start of it. This card also has Carlos Adames against Hamza Shiraz for the WBC middleweight championship. Virgil Ortiz is fighting Israel Madrimov. You have Callum Smith on this one against Joshua Buatsi. Apologies there. For a interim light heavyweight championship. And Shakur Stevenson, who has certainly fallen out of favor with people, but I still think is one of the more talented fighters in the sport. If he has a big performance in him on this kind of a stage, that could propel him into a very big 2025. He will be fighting and looking to defend his WBC lightweight championship. And then Zhilei Zhang is also fighting for a vacant interim heavyweight championship. So just an unbelievably stacked card on DAZN pay-per-view at the back part of February. And then a week later, it is Las Vegas, Nevada again. PBC pay-per-view on Prime Video with Gervonta "Tank" Davis taking on Lamont Roach Jr. 12 rounds for Davis's WBA lightweight title. So in the first part of this year, let's just go from right now. I'm recording this on Tuesday, December 17th at 1:41 p.m. Mountain Time. Between now and March 2nd, we have pound for pound number one fighter in the world right now, Naoya Inoue, fighting for a championship. We have a top five fighter in Beterbiev fighting for a championship. We have a top five fighter in Tank Davis fighting for a championship. We have guys in the top 10 in David Benavidez and Dmitry Bivol fighting for championships. This is an unbelievable start to the year in the sport of boxing, and the pound for pound rankings will certainly be all shook up after the first quarter of 2025.